Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Gaming with Kurisumon. Today we are playing MTG Arena. We are going to jump into a 2019 quick draft and let's see how we do. Alright, first pack we got Gin of Witches, which is really good. There's a Shield Mare, which is also decent, and not a whole lot else going on in this pack. Plague Mare can be pretty good too, but by far the strongest card in this pack is the Gin of Wishes, so we're just going to go ahead and take that. It's also just a single color in blue, so we don't have to worry about going into something else right away. So second pack we have a Salvager of Secrets that goes pretty nicely with our Gin. There's also a Frilled Sea Serpent, a Sky March Bloodletter, Giant Spider, and an Arcane Encyclopedia, all of which are pretty decent cards. Trusty Pack Beast can be really good if you're already in a blue-white artifact deck, but otherwise not what we're wanting to pick up here at this particular time. I think I'm going to take the Bloodletter. The Frilled Sea Serpent is also really good, but they tend to come around later. Sky March Bloodletter is a better curve, and it also is just a really good creature in the air. So let's go ahead and take that. Alright, third pack, we picked up an Anticipate. There's also a two-headed zombie. Brawl Bash Ogre is really good, but we are not in that particular type of deck at the moment. Although, if we took it, we may be ignoring our first pick with Gin of Wishes, as it just might be the best card in this pack. Ghastbark Twins is also really good. We can just stay on color and take the Anticipate, but that's a pretty weak pick. I think I'm going to actually take the Ogre and see where we end up, since it is by far the best card in this pack. Alright, so in this pack, looks like blue and black have dried up quite a lot, and we're only in pick 4. That's not very good for us, but there is a Surge Mare here, which is pretty good. Gallant Cavalry is one of my favorite cards to play in draft in this set. Talons of Wildwood is also pretty decent, and Rabid Bite is one of the best common removal spells. We can't really go into green at this point. Well, I guess we could. It's pretty early. We are just kind of all over the place at the moment. I think I'm going to stay on pick and take this Surge Mare. Alright, so Vampire Sovereign's really good. We can still stay blue-black. It also goes in with the Brawl Bash Ogre if we end up not playing blue at all. Sparkton Dragon is really good too, but we might be red. We don't know yet. So it's too early to take a double red spell and commit to it at this point. I'm pretty sure the pick here is the Vampire Sovereign. Alright, so Gearsmith Prodigy could be okay. There's not a whole lot else in this pack for us. We could take the Bristling Boar or the Giant Spider. I don't think we're in the market for a green-white dual land. If it was a dual land of any one of our 3 colors that we already have, that would be pretty good. There's just not a whole lot going on in this pack. I think it's between the Gearsmith Prodigy and the Hired Blade. I don't know how many artifacts we're going to end up having at the end of it, and taking 1-drops over a 3-drop, even a 3-drop we might not play later on, just isn't going to be very good for us. We could also take the Viashino Pyromancer if we do end up in red with the red-black aggro deck. Yeah, I think that's actually better. Nope, I've talked myself out of it. We're going to take the Hired Blade. Alright, so again, we're just drawing up here. It looks like green. We should have probably switched over to green earlier in this pack. Green just seems to be wide open. We're too far in now, I think, to change it up as the pack has gotten weaker. Abnormal Endurance is a really good card. Cancel can be decent. And I don't think we're in the market for anything else in this pack, so I'm going to take the Endurance. Alright, so now here is a great place to take a dual land. Blue, and it splashes for our Ogre if we play it, which we actually still might, even in this deck. So let's go ahead and do that. Uncomfortable Chill was a great pickup. That's removal for us, and we don't have to worry about splashing into the red more than we need to. And the Frilled Serpent did come back around, so we'll go ahead and take that. And we'll take the Two-Headed Zombie 2 from that pack. We could take Tormenting Voice here. It's better than the Scholar. I don't want to dip too much into red, but I do think it's just the better card, and we're not going to play the Scholar anyway. There is a chance we might play the Voice, so let's do that. Alright, so here we have a pick between two uninspiring black cards that don't really fit into our deck very well. The Sovereign's Bite is probably better. Actually, no, the Infernal Scarring is probably better for us if we did decide to do something like that. So we'll take this and just go ahead and put it in our sideboard. Trumpet Blast can go on our sideboard, and Island can go on our sideboard. Alright, pack 2. Palaka Worm is not something we want. Gift of Paradise, not so much. Enigma Drake, not so much. Draconic Disciple, not so much. This pack is not good for us at all. If we had switched to green early on, like the pack had indicated in early on in pack 1, the Palaka Worm would be a lot better, but alas we did not. At this point, I think we're stuck taking either an Anticipate or a Doom Dissenter, neither of which is what you want to be taking with your first pick in a pack, but I don't really see anything else that we would want to dip into. The Enigma Drake could be okay since we are splashing the red, but again, I don't want to dive too much into the red. I think we're going to want to be controlling a little bit more, so we might take the Anticipate. The Doom Dissenter doesn't play well with our other 2-drop we already have, the Surge Mare. They both kind of fight over for mana efficiency on that second turn. So I'm going to take the Anticipate. Alright, here is a much better pack. Here we have Horizon Scholar and Dwindle, which are both really good cards. We also have a Macabre Waltz. I don't think we're in the market for that quite yet. Infectious Horror isn't really the kind of body we're looking for 4 mana. Millstone could be okay, although I don't think we're on that plan either. And Scholar of Stars is also not the size of body we want at 4 mana, because in our deck it doesn't do anything at this point. We have 0 artifacts. Hungering Hydra is awesome, and it is splashable. We can even take it now and forgo the red as our splash. But I think we're going to stay on color and just go with the Horizon Scholar. The Dwindle usually comes back around. Big, huge flyers do not. So let's take that. Alright, this is exactly what we want to see. It seems like the people passing to their right really picked up on the signals, even though these are just bots. So we have Stitcher Supplier, Psychic Symbiont, another Frilled Serpent, early defense in Wall of Mist. There's even a Vampire Neonate, and Cancels, and another Highland Lake. So this is a very good pack, and we're probably going to get at least one other card from the ones that we're going to get at least one other card out of this that we want. So I think the best card at this moment is the Psychic Symbiont. So let's take that. Alright, so Mirror Image is very good. Skyrider Patrol is very good, but we're not in green. Epicure of Blood is pretty good, but we're not that kind of black deck. Doom Dissenter, again, fights with our Surge Mare for that 2 spot, but we may end up taking one later on anyway if there's just nothing in a pack. We already have an Anticipate. I don't really want another one. I think the best card in this pack for us is going to be the Mirror Image. It can copy the best creature on the table for us. Another Psychic Symbiont, for example. Another Gin of Wishes. Another Frilled Sea Serpent to get in that last points of damage. So let's do that. Alright, so we have Uncomfortable Chill, and Vampire Neonate, Magistrate's Scepter is pretty interesting. It takes a lot to get going, and you're usually only going to activate the take a turn once. If you are... It's a decent sideboard card if you're up against a slower, more controlling draft deck. Unfortunately, it does force you to take several turns off to get that extra turn as you're pumping 4 mana into it. Our deck seems to be pretty mana hungry on its curve, so I don't think we want to be doing this. So I think the best card for us is going to be Uncomfortable Chill. And here we have a choice of another Uncomfortable Chill, a Frilled Sea Serpent, and just a Bog Stomper. Colossal Majesty is also really good, but we're not really that kind of deck. We already have a Tormenting Voice. We don't want to splash too hard into red. I still think it's between these 3 cards here. Our removals looking... We already have 2 Uncomfortable Chills. I don't think we're in the market for a 3rd one. Even though Bog Stomper is bigger than the Frilled Sea Serpent, the Frilled Sea Serpent is just better because it can force through. And they both cost the same, so we're just going to take the other Sea Serpent. Alright, so here we can take a Macabre Waltz. I don't think we're in the competition for a Fraying Omnipotence. And the rest of the pack just does nothing for us, so let's take the Waltz. Alright, Child of Night is a better reason to pick a 2-drop that fights with our Surge Mare than the Dissenter is, so let's take that. And here we can take a Duress or an Infernal Scarring. Let's take the Duress, put that in our sideboard. I don't think we're going to play it, but the Totally Lost is a better card than the others for us. We can take a 3rd Frilled Sea Serpent. We can take a Wall of Mist or a Stitcher Supplier. We're not really aggressive. We're kind of just sitting back and waiting on our late game to take over. So in that case, Wall of Mist is just better. It also plays better with our Surge Mare. And we're going to take the 2nd Anticipate. Sideboard the Fire Elemental, a 3rd Uncomfortable Chill, and sideboard the Forest. Alright. Psy Master Thopterist. He is on color, but we have no ways to actually trigger him. And I don't see that changing too much through this pack. We could take Bone to Ash. It's a decent limited counterspell. And we could take the Fell Spectre. Salvager of Secrets, I don't think is something we're in the market for. We're not going to be casting that many instants or sorceries. And the rest of the pack is just okay. The Gearsmith, our Guardian, is really good, actually. So I think the pick is between the Guardian and the Spectre. We're not going to be making them discard much, so it only drains the 1 time, and it's not a very decent Body in the Air for 4 mana. This is just bigger for an extra 1. So let's take that. Alright, Supreme Phantom. I don't think we have any other spirits. Nope. So we're not going to be taking that, I don't think. Walking Corpse, Skeleton Archer can be a good way to pick off an opposing creature that's given us problems. I don't think we want a 3rd Sea Serpent. Angel of Dawn is just absolutely nuts. I almost want to take it and just forgo the red splash altogether and just play the Angel as our splash instead. So I think it's between Angel of the Dawn and Skeleton Archer, and I'm going to take the Angel. So now if we see any of those dual lands that are that are on color plus white, we are definitely going to snap those up in a hurry. Alright, so here we have the choice of a Frilled Serpent or a Lich's Caress. We already have 2 Frilled Serpents. We don't need another one. So let's take the removal. And yet another Frilled Serpent. We don't really want that. And I think We're just going to take the dual land for our 2 main colors. And here we see we have another dual land that we can take for our red splash if we go that way. Or we can take a skeleton archer or a 4th uncomfortable chill. I don't think we want the uncomfortable chill. I'm going to take the skeleton archer because I'm still not sure we're splashing for the red yet because of our Angel of the Dawn. Alright, so here you can take a Doom Dissenter or an Explosive Apparatus. The Millstone is just okay. We don't really want a Desecrated Tomb. I think we're going to take the removal in the Apparatus. We could take Blood Divination as a way to refuel our hand. The Hired Blade and the Epicure of Blood don't really add much to our board. We can't really trigger the Epicure. We could take another Anticipate. I don't think we want more than 2. The Higher Blade is another 3-drop. We currently only have 3. Let's take the Blade. Alright, so this pack does not have much going on for us. We'll take the Neonate because it's a creature, but I don't think we're going to be playing it. And we'll just go ahead and take another Endurance, put that in our sideboard. See, we have a blue-green one, but that's not our splash. That is unfortunate. Walking Corpse. And we have the same choice between the Serpent and the Bog Stomper. I still think the Serpent is better. So we'll just go ahead and take the 3rd one of those. And I guess we could I guess we'll take the 4th one. We'll go ahead and remove Knight of the Tusk, Line Breaker, and then an Island. Alright, so I like to empty the draft deck and rebuild it from scratch. Once we get to this part, the client automatically puts all the cards you select into your deck unless you put them into your sideboard yourself. So let's go ahead and start building. We'll start with our 1-drops. I don't think we want a Neonate. And we did not have a blue 1-drop, so 2-drops. I think Surge Mare is fine. Wall of Mist is fine. And under black, we can play this Child of Night. I don't think we want a Walking Corpse. It's just kind of nothing for us. Alright, so 3-drops. I definitely want to play this Mirror Image. And I definitely want to play this Bloodletter. And we're probably going to play at least 1 Hired Blade. I don't know if we're going to play both. 4-drops we have nothing in blue. We're going to play the Archer and the Zombie. Alright. And 5-drops. We're definitely playing the Djinn. I want to play the Angel so bad. We may just splash her off of just planes. Vampire Sovereign for sure. For 4-drops, we could play the Ogre and make the red our splash. It's a lot better mana efficiency since we do have a red dual land. I think I'm gonna do the Angel of the Dawn splash. It's probably wrong, but I just like that card so much more than the Ogre. Alright, no more 5-drops. So our 6-drops. Definitely 1 Serpent. Definitely a Scholar. I definitely want the Symbiont. And then here's this Gearsmith Guardian that we forgot about. So that puts us up to 15 creatures. So I think we are going to play the other Hired Blade for curve. We're pretty heavy as it is at the top, so I'm not sure we actually want to play a second Sea Serpent. Let's fill in our spells and see if we actually need another creature. I'm going to play 1 Anticipate, 2 Uncomfortable Chills, the Lich's Caress, the Explosive Apparatus, and the Waltz. So that leaves us at 22. We need one more card. I guess we are going to play a second Sea Serpent. We could play the Totally Lost. There's not much difference in mana efficiency there, as for Sea Serpent is only one more. We already actually have a second Sea Serpent because of our mirror image. One that's actually more mana efficient than the Sea Serpent itself because it's only 3. We could also play this Abnormal Endurance. We're just not really that aggressive. I guess it helps to trade up in combat and we keep our guy around. Any of our ETB triggers would happen again. Let's do that. I like that better than either the Totally Lost or the second Sea Serpent. Alright, so we have 23 cards. We're definitely going to play this Boneyard. And let's add our lands here. It's telling us to play 1 Plains. We're actually going to play 2. We are going to play 1 less island, so that gives us 8 sources for blue and black, and 2 sources for white. 14, 15, 16, 17. That should be good. Alrighty then. So let's take this for a spin. Alright, so our opening hand includes a Higher Blade, the Abnormal Endurance, and at least one of each of our colors, and the Angel of the Dawn. It's a fairly slow hand, but I don't know what a 6-card hand would look like, especially since we're so top-heavy anyway. And this way we know we won't be choking on our Angel if we can get there. So let's keep. Alright, so another swamp. Just play our own swamp and pass. Child of Thunder. Alright, so we keep drawing our lands. I'm not sure we're in the market for that. In fact, I know we're not. We want spells at this point. They are going to hit us for 2 and gain 2. Not much we can do about that. Go to our 3rd land and draw the Pegasus Courser. We're in pretty bad shape right now. They are going to be able to jump their Child of Night, so we can't even get in front of it with a Higher Blade. But we'll just pass the turn and see what they play. Alright, so we're taking 3, they're gaining 2. And we'll cast a Higher Blade at the end of their turn. They have a removal spell for it. Nope. Alright, so we're not going to be able to attack through, or block into this, I mean. So we're just going to attack. Trading 3 is not all that great, but it may be what we have to do. We really need to stop drawing lands. We've drawn nothing but lands this entire game. Knight's Pledge is really bad. No blocks, take 5, you gain 4. So now we're not even doing damage to them. It was a net 0 before. Now they're +1 a turn on the damage race. We cannot block unless we play Angel of the Dawn. And we may have to do that to stem the bleeding. Or at least we're for 4 this turn. pass. They might have a removal spell for Angel. Nope. So if they don't kill the Angel, we'll snap block on the Child of Night. Looks like our opponent is trying to do stuff. We are for sure. Let's see. So if we take 4 and kill the Pegasus Courser, our Angel lives and we can block both next turn. If they have a removal spell, for the Angel, we're dead either way. So I think that's the better play. Keep them from jumping. So they're going to play Abnormal in there. That's fine. So that kills our guy. So either way, we were losing him. And they were getting him back. Let's see here. I think we're just dead. They jump the Child of Night with the Knight's Pledge on it. We can block the Child of Night on the ground. We still take 5, go to 1. Any tricks and we're dead. Let's just jam our Sea Serpent and hope. And that's going to be game. Alright, our opponent is on the play. Okay, so this hand, also not very good. We don't have our 3 colors, so the Angel of the Dawn is just going to sit in our hand until we do. We don't have any relevant plays until at least turn 3 with Uncomfortable Chill, but that's not the turn. We want to be casting that anyway. Gin of Wishes is also later, and Abnormal Endurance does nothing with our hand for at least 6 turns. So we are going to throw this away. Alright, so we just keep having high casting cost hands. I don't think we can afford to throw this one back and go to 5 though. So we're going to keep and take our Scry. That is a white mana. We want action, but that's one of our only 2 planes in the deck. So if we draw Angel, most likely we're going to be stuck with it in our hand, no matter what else we draw. But I think we are in the market for action, so we have to scry this to the bottom. Meandering River, and that's not something we wanted to see either. Alright, so Sky Marcher is not bad. We still can't put anything to the board yet, so we'll pass. Next turn is Sky March. They're probably going to counter it because they haven't played anything yet. Oh, nope, it got through. So we drain them. We're first on the board. That seems like it could be good for us. Gallant Cavalry is a good card. Vampire Sovereign is also a good card, and now we haven't drawn any lands since then, so maybe we should have kept the planes on there. I guess we're going to combat. We're going to attack with our Bloodletter. We're going to play an Apparatus, and end the turn. Another option was to hold the Bloodletter back to block and use Endurance to trigger it again. But I think we're okay right now. So our opponent is thinking of what they want to do this turn with their 4 mana. They are going to dwindle our Bloodletter. So we will let that resolve. And go to our turn. There's a 4th land. So the only option we have at this point is a Skeleton Archer. Let's do that. Just hit the one. And no attacks. Surge Mare. Sure. Alright, so still on 4 mana. We will pass the turn back. We'll have 2 decently sized blockers on your board, plus the apparatus to clean up. Looks like we're both stuck on 4 lands. And in particular, he only has 1 white. We only have 1 black. They are not attacking. And they aren't playing. Alright, so there's our second black source, but we can't use it this turn, so we'll pass back. And now any land turns on the rest of our hand. Sure. Looks like they just wanted a cantrip. Alright, come back to us. Alright, so we can play the Vampire Sovereign, which gets us in the air. We can Lich's Caress. There's no targets on the other side that I'm particularly worried about right now. We could also play the 2-headed zombie and start getting in there. The 2-headed zombie is 1 more point of damage, and it will take probably only 1 creature with it because the Surge Mirror can block it without dying. Let's go ahead and get the Guaranteed out there. See how that goes. Probably just going to get Essence Scattered. Okay. So now our opponent has 6 mana. What are they going to do with it? Play their Horizon Scholar. So if we... And they put both on top. That's not good. Okay. So I think we have to Lich's Caress this turn and kill that Scholar since we couldn't play our own. So let's do that. So they left 2 on top and still played nothing with 7 mana open. That's suspect. Let's pass. That is very, very bad. I don't think we can deal with that. So being stuck on 4 lands this game has been detrimental to us. We haven't been able to advance our board. Meanwhile, our opponent was also stuck for a little while, but he came out of it and has drawn way better than we have. And his Horizon Scholar was pretty big. And with a handful of cards, I don't think there's any way we're going to be able to get rid of this because of its hexproof situation. Not going to block this turn. We have a little bit of time. And a Luminous Bonds on our Skeleton Archer probably means it's game over. Let's try to clean up their board a little bit. Alright, go to our turn. Anticipate, which we have to cast to try to draw lands. And then we'll play our 2-headed zombie. And no attacks. So we may be able to just block this out. He doesn't trample. Pyromancer's Cage on the zombie, okay? It's attacking with everything. We are definitely going to block the Chromium. their Surge Mare. Draw more cards. We were at 9. We have to block 2 things this turn, including Chromium. I don't know what we can do to win this game. We can hold back and ambush both the Surge Mare and the Knight token. I think that's what we have to do to live. Alright, so they're attacking. If even one of these is countered or killed, we are dead. And that's going to be it. We'll go ahead and play out the other one. Block the Knight. Make them spend their mana. And that's it. Alright, so we are not faring well in this draft. Alright, so 2 lands, Child of Night. We have to hit lands to be active. But we do have a rare early play, since we haven't actually been getting those this draft. I think that's the way we want it, so I think we're going to keep. I don't really think a 6-card hand would be better than this. We do have to hit lands and more action, but that's been the case for our other hands in our other games as well. So let's just go ahead and keep. Our opponent is taking a mulligan, and they're scrying to the bottom. So lead off with a swamp and pass the turn. Rustwing Falcon. Alright, so there's a 3rd land, and it's our 3rd color. We'll play the Child of Night. So our opponent seems to be a pretty aggressive white deck. They played a Plains over here. It's very strange that it's 2 different arts. Usually they put the same art in the deck for you. Let's go with the island so our opponent doesn't know what's up. We'll go ahead and attack, because I think if we don't, they're going to attack through us anyway, and blocking is not very good for us right now. I'll go ahead and cast Abnormal Endurance on it. Our 2 mana spell for their 2 mana spell. And keeps the board at a somewhat parity with 1 creature apiece. Next turn we'll have the mana for a 2-headed zombie. Gearsmith Prodigy, sure. And Marauder's Axe, sure. Marauder's Axe is +2, so they're probably going to put that on the Falcon. So we'll take 3 in the air. The 2-headed zombie can block, but we're not going to block a Gearsmith Prodigy with the 2-headed zombie. We could block with a Child of Night, which is fine. We've already gotten value out of it, so let's play our 2-headed zombie and pass the turn. Alright, so our opponent is very, very heavy on cheap blue and white creatures. Now they're going to get to set up their next 2 draws with the Scry from Omen Speaker, top and bottom. I'm assuming the one on top is probably a land. Alright, so we're going to play our plains. We can attack with the 2-headed zombie. It can only kill 1 creature on this board because of the 3 toughness that everything has except for the Prodigy. So I think we are going to pass the turn and then leave up Hired Blade as an ambusher. So the Marauders might actually go on the Knight. Nope, it's going on the Falcon. That's the play that gets them through in combat. So just the Falcon. We will take the 3. We have 1 card left. We are going to play our Hired Blade so that we're doing something with our mana this turn. They have 1 card left, 2 mana up. Alright, so now if we play this Symbiont, it gets rid of the last card in their hand. It's going to get rid of it either way, because if it's something like an Essence Scatter, nope, Anticipate. So they cast Anticipate, which means we're going to actually get 2 cards now, because they cast Anticipate, and now they have to discard the card that they drew. Alright, there's our second black for our Sovereign. Now we will attack with multiples, I think. The 2-headed zombie and the Hired Blade. So if he blocks the 2-headed zombie with the Knight and the Omen Speaker, we can take out the Knight. Gearsmith Prodigy is fine. You have to block with 2. Alright, so we're still going... I want to kill the Knight. We're still going 1-for-1 with our creatures, which is fine. And I think after this turn, we're going to have a much better board presence. Artificer is pretty good, but no more artifacts, so I'm not going to block this turn. I'm going to go to combat and attack with the Symbiont. Now we'll play the Sovereign, who blocks the Falcon very well now. So artifact creature gets +2/+2 at combat, and I believe indestructible, yes. Alright, so he felt he could not attack through that. So we are going to attack with our Symbiont. It offers the trade, but it gets their Falcon off the table. Or do we attack with a Sovereign? Because it does not trade. I'm going to offer the trade. So they're going to take play our land for the turn and pass. There's a 5th land, and they get Gearsmith. So this could be bad. A Frilled Sea Serpent. So he'll get +2/+2 and indestructible. So let's attack with our Sovereign. Let's play the Sea Serpent. Land. Yep. And now he triggers again. We'll block with our Child of Night. Now we need one of our removal spells. So we are at 20. We can put them on a 2-turn clock. Angel of Dawn. So this is 7 to activate. We currently have 9 mana. This is 5. So on the crackback, we'll take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Barring whatever they have off the top. I think the best play is to get in all 7 damage here, set up for 4, and then depending on what they play and draw on their next turn, we can either kill them with Frilled Sea Serpent or kill them with a Angel of Dawn on Vampire Sovereign. So let's activate this. We will all attack, put them to 4, and see what the top of their library holds. Okay, so now we are going to win. Puts us to 7. Untap and play Angel and take them out. Good game, opponent. So our opponent is on the play. 1 of each color, nothing until turn 3. We've been bitten by this kind of hand before. But again, I'm not really sure if we can throw it back and get something better. What would be better? So 6-card hand with 2 lands and any one of our 2-drops. Let's keep. Again, not what we want to be seeing. That's not too bad. Of course, we've now had 2 draw steps and haven't drawn a single land for any of our, to get to any of our late game stuff. Sigiled Sword of Valoron. So, quick creature gets +2/+0, has vigilance, and is a knight. Whenever he attacks, he gets 2 white knight creature token with vigilance. That's attacking. That is really, really, really good. Alright, so there's our another land. We'll pass the turn. Oh, nothing to play, so for us. We'll go to combat and attack. Alright, so any land is fine. Prefer it to be a swamp. Looks like our opponent is stuck on 3 lands. Alright, swamp is great. We will attack. And then we'll play our Sovereign. Oops, sorry, gotta play the land first. Now we'll play our Sovereign. And if our opponent doesn't start doing something soon, we may take this. Omen Speaker. So that should get them to where they need to go, at least with lands, but I wonder if it's already too late. Alright, Bloodletter was a really good draw. So if we Lich's Caress, kills this, puts them to 2. And then we Bloodletter next turn, puts them to 1. Or we could just attack through and then play Gin of Wishes. and then save Lich's Caress for whatever threat they may play next. I think that's the best play. Alright, so opponent blocks the blade, we'll do damage. Take them to 8. Play Gin of Wishes. So you have to deal with the 2 flyers, which that's not going to do. So we'll go to combat. We'll attack with the 2 flyers. That puts them to 1. We'll play the Bloodletter or the Witches. Alright, so this land is definitely not keepable. 1 land and nothing playable from that. Alright, so this hand is better. We still can't play anything in our hand because even our 2-drop is double blue. But I don't think a 5-card hand is going to get better than this, so let's keep that. We will keep a Child of Night on top because that's something we can play. I'm going to lead off with an island in case our next draw is an island. We can drop Surge Mare. It's going to play a little bit better defense than the Child of Night will. So it is not an island. We did not draw any lands, so we will play out our Child of Night. Guttersnipe. Alright, so Submerged Boneyard, not what we wanted to see, but it is a land, so we'll do that. And I'm assuming they won't block because they want their Guttersnipe to go off. So let's see. We're going to attack. If they trade, which they do not, at least it keeps us off of... So we net -1 there. Okay, so a 4th land is great. Let's go to combat. We're going to attack. I think I want to play the Surge Mare here to stem off the bleeding from this Guttersnipe. Let's do that. Save the Skeleton Archer to pick off something if we need to. So a land would be great because we can Lich's Caress that Guttersnipe and 2-for-1 them. Trumpet Blast. Sure. So we'll be shocked. Their Guttersnipe goes to 5. Oh, attacking creatures. I'm sorry, so they do not get the bonus from Trumpet Blast. Do I want to trade off the Vine Mare, or the Surge Mare? I think so. Actually, no. We'll just take it. Alright, so there's a land. Alright, so we'll go to combat. We'll attack with both. Go to damage, loot. That is a land. I want the land, so I think we're going to discard this Waltz. And then in combat, end the turn, and hold back the Hired Blade to ambush. Frilled Sea Serpent. That is a good target for our Lich's Caress. I was unaware that this couldn't be blocked. I guess I need to read cards better. Ether Tunnel. +1/+0 and can't be blocked. Okay, so we need to be racing them a little more. Well, we're definitely going to cast Caress on the Serpent. There's no reason to attack with the Mare. Oh, I guess our opponent has had enough, so 3 wins in a row, yay! We are once again on the draw. Okay, so this hand I feel is much better. Still not a whole lot of action, but we have plenty of lands, and we have a play on turns 1 and 3 that we can play with what we have in our hand, so I think we're going to use this. Uncomfortable Chill, stem some of the bleeding a little bit if we need to. Marauders out. Sure. Let's see what their first creature is going to be. Nothing yet. Let's try to land a Bloodletter. Victor, excellent. Color of the Stars, so they get to draw a card off of their Marauder. Excellent. So we are drawing lands like a pro right now. So let's attack. Let's play the Surge Mare. We'll be taking 5 this turn, probably. We could block with the Surge Mare, but it does nothing. Okay, Diamond Mare, sure. Will do. So gain life for blue spells. Marauders Axe. No blocks. So the question is, do we just slam the Guardian and probably take another 5? Or do we hold back for Apparatus and just kill the Scholar while being able to block off the Mare? I think that's better. So we're attacking with our Bloodletter here. And we'll pass. And if it's an emergency, we can always Uncomfortable Chill. Psychic Summon, sure. So this allows us to play our Symbiont. This is really big. We want to keep our Symbiont, so it has to be Uncomfortable Chill. Oh. Let's see, so we could attack into both. This doesn't kill the Symbiont, so I don't think that's going to be very good. We could just attack with the Surge Mare and see what happens. It would trade with the Symbiont, and we couldn't advance our board. I think playing our own Symbiont is going to be better. Alright, Wall of Mist. No attacks. They're offering a trade with the Symbiont. I'm going to say no blocks because we can actually go further than them. 5 a turn versus their 3. They have a Static Break, that's fine. Because now we can profitably kill it with an Uncomfortable Chill. So I think we're going to cast Mirror Image on our Symbiont. And leave up Uncomfortable Chill mana. Nice. And now let's attack. And end your turn. So it's a copy of the mare. Okay, of the Psychic Symbiont. Alright, so let's see here. We were at 6 mana currently. 7 gets us to one of our 5 drops plus Wall of Mist. So let's do this. And then I think we're attacking with both of our Symbionts and our Surge Mare. So we can get Surge Mare up enough to kill these guys. Our opponent is playing off the top of their deck. They only want to do 1. I don't want it to tap the black, so I'm doing it myself. We're going to loot here. Frilled Serpent is pretty good. Let's get rid... I like all the cards. Actually, let's get rid of the Wall of Mist. Alright. Well, in combat, we'll play the Vampire Sovereign. And our opponent has given up. Alright, we are on the play. This hand has no blue mana, and it can't play anything in it unless we draw a land, including our Angel of the Dawn, which is our splash. So that is a dead card in our hand almost completely. So we have to throw it back. Alright, so 2 lands, blue and black. We can play a Wall of Mist, and if we draw another island, we have Surge Mare, which also turns on our Uncomfortable Chill. I think we're going to keep this. 2-headed zombie. You are not a land, so you go away. We'll play out our Boneyard and pass the turn. There's the island, so we'll definitely play the Surge Mare. It's better, obviously, than the Wall of Mist. They're both 0-5 kind of walls early on, and then the Surge Mare can start getting in there. Alright, so we need to start searching for lands. They might kill it. But they are not, so that is awesome for us. We'll get rid of this Wall of Mist. We're gonna take it. He did his job. And pass the turn. Suspicious Bookcase. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Sure. Cast our Higher Blade at the end of the turn. Angel. So we can't attack through this. We have an Uncomfortable Chill. We can't really do anything else with our mana this turn. I think we have to pass. It's possible we may be just casting our Uncomfortable Chill at the end of the turn as a cantrip. Phylactery Lich. So indestructible. As he enters the battlefield, put a phylactery counter on artifact you control. When you control no permanents with phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. Okay. So if we can get one more mana, we can kill both of their creatures. So combat. So I think we are going to cast Uncomfortable Chill just as a cantrip to try to dig for give us 2 chances at a land. That's not a land. But that is. So let me see. So when you control no permanents with a Phylactery Lich on the Phylactery counter on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. So yeah, we're about to 2-for-1 them. So they get to return it to their hand. That's fine. The 5/5 is gone. Sky Mark, sure. So 5 mana. We really want to drop another land this turn, so I think swinging into their... Actually, we'll just pass the turn and use it defensively. We'll be able to block the trusty Pack Beast. We'll Uncomfortable Chill. It'll kill the Pack Beast, and we will take no damage plus draw the card. If they only attack with the Bloodletter, that's fine too. Nope, they're attacking with both. So use our blockers. We'll cast Uncomfortable Chill. So a white land is really good, as we can Angel of Dawn and then Mirror Image Angel of Dawn again. And that's exactly what we got. I think I'm going to cast the Frilled Serpent first, though. That way our Angel of Dawn is worth more. Sure. So if he gains life, he gets a bat. Sure. One more mana, I can do both on the same turn. That kills this guy. So if I play 4, this is 7. Do I kill the bat? I think so. We'll pass the turn. So they are going to get a battery return because of the fountain. So we'll take 4. They're going to go ahead and make their bat. Vampire Sovereign. So let's Angel. And we will attack with everything. Another bat. Alright, so there is the land that we wanted. We will go to combat. and see where this puts us. Depending on how they block Vampire Sovereign might be enough to get there. Interesting that they don't want to kill the Angel of the Dawn. Maybe they have a removal spell. So if I put them to 4, and then we have lots of blockers left. This puts them to 4, and then Frilled Sea Serpent kills them, and we can't deal with it. Oh, sorry, actually, so they gain 1 life from the Fountain of Renewal. Not lethal yet. Our opponent is looking at their graveyard, trying to get back some guys. So they have 5 blockers. Let's attack with the Sea Serpent. They have to gain over 4 life or deal with it. They dealt with it. Okay. Anticipate. Let's see what we got here. Horizon Scholar is really good. Can we cast it? Yes, we can. What is, so they're at 3. We'll send both to the bottom. So if we attacked, we'll lose 2 of our flyers. But we can take out 2 of theirs. So next turn they'll have 5 flyers. If we attack and they block out, they'll have, let's see, we can take 2 of them with us. That'll put them at 3 flyers next turn. We'll only be down to 2, so no. No blocks. We'll take 5. Yep, they're just gonna keep riding that train. Gin of Wishes is amazing. No attacks. Rico Bloodlord with the Knight's Pledge on it was pretty huge. No blocks. Get the Frilled Sea Serpent back, and the Water Nest, it doesn't matter, because we're going to have to pitch the second one anyway. We'll discard that. And now we'll be blocking the Electric Touch to stay off of 5 life. Psychic Symbiont. We could get rid of their last card in their hand, but we're going to win this game by activating the Serpent. Alright, so they go to 3. It's like they want to try to draw a card. We will take 4 and go to 6. They're going to try to draw an extra card here. Their Lich goes away. They draw in. Nope. So we got there. We may have been able to try to put a little bit more pressure on them earlier before the Bloodlord got out of hand. I'm not really sure if we should have been trying to attack through it or not. We are on the draw in this game. Let's see. No black mana, 2 lands. Can only play the Explosive Apparatus. We do have our splash mana and our splash card. But I don't think this is a hand we can keep. Alright, this is a better hand. All 3 colors. We can play Wall of Mist. It's going to turn on the Gearsmith eventually. We have removal in our hand. We still have to draw out into lands, but that's okay. Mirror Image. I don't want to be copying a Wall of Mist. And we definitely want to be either seeing more early drops that do more than that, or lands, so we're going to put that on the bottom. We'll play the island. Now we'll play Wall of Mist. Daggerback Basilisk. We have not drawn a single land yet. We are going to pass the turn. We will be ambushing this Basilisk. I'd rather get it off the board than let it stick around and be a threat to some of our more punishing creatures. Alright, so they're Jund. Or maybe they're just splashing. Gift of Paradise on the mountain, sure. We will block. There is another land. We can't do anything until next turn. We need to draw a 5th land to turn on our hand. Thornhide Wolves. That is a good target for Lich's Caress. Alright, so I guess we have to play the Sky March. Maybe taking... Actually, we can block with the Mist as long as they don't... They can pump it, and if they pump it to kill a wall of Mist, that's good. It does mean that our Gearsmith is smaller, but that's fine too. As well, we should have another blue creature to follow it up on the next turn if we draw a 6th land to play our Sea Serpent. Sure. Right around the wall of Mist. That is perfectly fine. Alright, so there's our 5th land. I think our best option is to... They have 1 card left. We can Caress it, but I think I want to just play the Guardian here, because as a blocker it actually bricks it, and we can save the Caress for something else if we need to. Plus, if we're able to draw a land, it turns on the... we can play the Sea Serpent and it turns on the Guardian, and then we can actually just kill it outright. Alrighty, so we did not draw a land. We are going to play our Sovereign, though, as that lets us start swinging in the air. No attacks. Gonna flash in the blade. So if we had dropped a blue creature, he was going to try to ambush us with the blade and the Thornhide Wolves. Instigators. 2 goblins, sure. Still no land. You can pick off one of these goblins. We could kill the Thornhide Wolves. We want to do something with our mana this turn. I think advancing our board is better right now. So let's swing with a vampire. Then we'll play an archer and kill one of the goblins. And pass the turn. Let's see. Flying. Whenever he attacks for each player, choose target permanent the player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player sacrifices a permanent this way, reveals top card of the library, then puts it onto the battlefield if it's a permanent. Well, that seems like it's as good a target as any for a Lich's Caress.
Feel the heat of my flames! I don't need this. I need this!
Alright, there's a 6th land. I think we're still just going to attack with the Sovereign. Am I going to... Do I worry about... Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to take care of that.
A challenge!
Alright, let's play Horizon Scholar. Are we... I don't think we're in the market for either one of those. Alright, so this way we'll be able to kill Sarkin on our next turn and still swing into them for damage. Alright, so they're looting?
Yes. Perfect.
Alright, Caress. So buys them a turn from damage from us. Alrighty, so we'll go to combat.
You call that a hit?
We'll play Frilled Serpent. Turn. I'm holding back this so they don't know that we have 7 mana to activate it. And it looks like they just give it up. Alright, so 2 lands. And action on turns 1, 2, and 3 if we get a 3rd land. I think this is probably the best opening hand we've seen so far, so we are going to keep. Our opponent has mulliganed. They're keeping on top. And Forest go. So let's go Island Apparatus. No 3rd land yet. Child of Night. Nothing yet. So I guess we have to attack. And pass the turn. Alright, now would be a really good time for a land. That is not a land. And we can't attack into it, so we just have to pass the turn. This would be a really bad way to die. One of the best hands we've seen this entire tournament run, and just die to bricking. Though I don't think we should have mulliganed that hand. It was, like I said, it was still the best hand we've seen so far. They are not going to attack. Let's see, we have to discard. I'm guessing we're getting rid of one of our bigger threats. Angel of the Dawn seems like the best target because not only are we landlight, but we have to hit the white to play it. Can also get us back into the game if we're able to hit it. Let's do... Yeah, let's do the Angel. And we are going to block. going to kill it and get our Child of Night back. Let's stem some of the bleeding. Gravedigger to get back to war. There is a third land. So, do we play Skymarch Bloodletter or hold back Apparatus and Uncomfortable Chill? I think those two options are better. So we'll pass. Holding back Apparatus and Uncomfortable Chill lets us do the most to their board this turn. And I think we are going to block. And then cast Uncomfortable Chill just to draw a card. There's another land. It's the Plains, which we'll never use except for just being mana. Yep. Alright, so we are slowly but surely getting there. 4 mana. Can't do anything yet. Play the Bloodletter, does nothing on this board except trade with the Gravedigger. So I think we're going to pass the turn and leave up the Apparatus. Actually, that does nothing on this board, does it? Actually, it kills the Gravedigger. Four. Fox Oracle, sure. Alright, so we can play nothing except for our Bloodletter. Let's pass the turn and leave up my Chill. I'd rather be using the Chill to kill their creatures in combat. We will cast Uncomfortable Chill, so we're only taking 4. There, clearing out the board. Now we have to play the Bloodletter. So everybody is coming. We'll take out this and take 4, 5, 6, 7, go to 11. If we take out this, we take 8, 9, 10, go to 8, still have the Bloodletter left. They have 6 mana up, so they're probably still playing at least one creature this turn. Our follow-up next turn, if we draw a land, is going to be either Gin of Wishes or Lich's Caress. So let's kill the creature. Another Rock's Oracle. Nice. Alright, so we have absolutely nothing. We can play this two-headed zombie and block the boar. We'll take 7, go to 4. I don't think we have much of a choice. Lich's Caress would be really good because it'll gain us 3 life. Not really sure how we get back into this one. We've just been stuck on lands for way too long. Rabid Bite, and that is game. Alright, so we started off 0-2, but then we rattled off 6 wins with this deck. That actually gets us to another draft via gems. So we will claim our prize. And that's it for the first episode of Gaming with Kurisumon. Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.